The Unit 1 Aura has become my go-to commuter city bike helmet over the last year since it came out. And because it's a smart helmet, it has so many key features like remotes, integration with an app to change your light settings, crash detection, and more. Let's go through all the steps to set up your helmet, pair it to a remote, and then pair it with your phone. The first thing I want you to do is charge up your helmet and any optional accessory until they're fully charged. The next thing we're going to do is actually reset your helmet just to make sure the memory and everything's cleared and that it's not accidentally paired with some Bluetooth device. To do this, you're going to turn it on by holding this power button in the back. Once the helmet is turned on, we're going to click the power button 8 times and then pause. Quickly after it resets itself, I'm going to pair with my remote by simply holding down one of the buttons until the arrows start flashing. And you can see it connected with my helmet. I can test that it's synced by clicking either side of my remote and see that the turn signals are working. Now that the remote and helmet are paired, you can start riding. But what I would like you to do is grab your phone and we're going to download the Unit 1 app. So I use an iPhone, so I'm going to go to the App Store and find Unit 1. And it's right there. Click download. Now we're going to open it up. Allow Unit 1 to find Bluetooth devices. Definitely allow this. We're going to click get started. I already have a login, so I'm going to just log in myself. Great. So now it's asking me to connect a device. We're going to select the one that says add helmets and lights. And then we're going to scan. It found my helmet and my remote, so we're going to connect. We do want it to send notifications. And then in this step, you are just simply selecting the color of your helmet. Mine is blue, and then hit that checkbox. Now it's asking for access to my contacts, and it's doing that because within the crash detection setup, if your helmet detects any large hit and you don't turn off the alarm, it can contact your emergency contact. So I'm going to say continue, and now I'm going to select who I want to share the contact with. This is the main screen for the Unit 1 app once you're connected. So let's kind of walk through it. So over on your right-hand corner, that's going to be your settings. And so you can see my email, you can see the devices. If I ever needed to update a device, I do it under here. If I ever need to remove a device, I also do it under devices. Going back. So we know we're on the home screen because this home button down here. Starting at the top, this is my helmet and the light configuration it's set up right now. So down here, the first button is going to be your rain monitoring. And so what this setting does is if your phone thinks it's raining where you're located and your Unit 1 app is running in the background, it can push to your helmet to run the lights a little bit brighter due to that rain. So it's needing my location and it's also needing access to motion and fitness activity. And then the next option is your daylight. Same idea. And then your crash detection. So it's going to list out all those emergency contacts you approved and you can select them in this screen. And then the last one on the right is what setting my helmet is on currently. And we'll get into this in a moment, but these are your quick access of your favorite presets that you've made for your helmet, which again, we'll get to in a second. So then on the bottom, you have these 3 options. We're on home. The next one that looks kind of like a star in a box is your lighting presets. And this is where you customize the lighting, but you can also customize your remote. So let's customize this helmet to what I normally run my helmets on, which is going to be battery saver, but I customize my battery saver. So I've selected battery saver, and then up top in that right corner, I'm going to hit plus, and I'm going to say nighttime. So at night, I like to run the battery saver, but I like the rear light to be solid, so I'm not annoying all the people that I'm riding with on the bike path. So I'm going to start from the current preset, that battery saver, hit next, and now I can customize my unique preset. So under my helmet, I want the front to flash. I'll show you what it looks like. So I like this beacon because it's not too constant. So I'm going to do beacon, and then for the rear, I want to do solid. And then I'm going to hit check. And then for my remote, you can also fine tune this here. This is for brake lights. I want my brightness to be high. So when my remote knows that I'm slowing down, it's going to make that rear light a little bit brighter. I want my turn signals over here. They look like little arrows. I prefer the blinker option. And then you have intervals. So I like to run 5 seconds. And what this means is when I click my turn signal, it's going to run for 5 seconds. You can also make it manual, so you have to manually turn it off. I always forget to turn it off, so I set mine to 5 seconds. And now I'm going to click the checkbox. Make sure you apply changes. All right, it says I'm all set. So I'm going to go back to my library, and under this nighttime, I'm going to hit that little bookmark. And what that allows me to do is when I open the app and want to quickly go between settings, over here on that far right, I can go between all of my active presets. So I'm going to go back to performance, which is going to be that solid front and rear. But say I want to go back to nighttime, I'm just going to add that here. Typically have 3 presets that I've bookmarked, and that's going to be performance, which means solid front and rear, nighttime, which is solid rear, blinky front, and then battery saver, just blinking all the time. During the day, I typically am running battery saver, but I love that I can quickly pull up the app, change my setting, it pushes to my helmet, and I'm ready to roll. All right, so we're going to hit X out of here, X out of here. Now, the last box is going to be shopping. You can buy accessories like the really cool face visor. Maybe you want to add some of their Aura smart lights, which are really cool. But that's what that last tab is just shopping. I'm hoping that got you rolling. If you remember to fully charge, reset your helmet, and then pair your helmet and remote before pairing with your app, that fixes 95% of the problems I've ever run into with connecting and disconnecting and helping various people on the internet. And if for some reason none of those things came up, visit Unit 1's Help Center. So there's a couple ways to do it. You can just go to Unit 1's website, and you can also go on the app under your little initial in that upper right corner, and then click Get Help. If you're ever out and forget something that I just went through, that's the quickest way to get to the support area. And we'll say in the past year of buying this helmet from Kickstarter to now, Unit 1 has really amped up their support and service, and I have no qualms or questions that they haven't answered for me or anyone else on the internet. If there's anything that I've missed or anything that you have found, make sure to put them in the comments. And hey, this video is sponsored by Unit 1, so if you appreciated it, please leave a comment so that they know that it was worth their investment. I would really appreciate it. If you like content like this around getting out of your car, getting on your bike safely, make sure to hit subscribe and follow along with my various adventures. All right, until next time, thanks so much for watching. Stay well, stay good, and remember to bike more and worry less.